Hey, welcome to the live. Um, Wanted to make an announcement for all of y'all Stealth Wealth members. We just added the initial training on the business asset landlord process and strategy. This is one of my favorite strategies for 2024. I hadn't talked about it at all here because we were talking about the other segment of training, the modern media mogul, which I love, but I think that's always going to be the same. I think that opportunity is huge, and it's going to be pretty consistent with what I wanted to share with y'all today. The business asset landlord strategy. I think that's very unique to the next 2 years. I think it's going to be very big in 2024, just to create this passive income that will last forever. But I think there are going to be so many businesses that in the recession are looking for two things. Either they're going to be closing because less and less, fewer businesses are selling. We've already seen throughout the course of this year, just the number of inquiries to buy businesses is down, which means that it's down by about 80%. So that's great for business buyers. But I also think that it's not the right time necessarily to close on a business because of everything that's going on with the recession. I think there's a lot of technology things that are going to be shifting. I basically would hold off, but I think this strategy of being able to take over these cash flowing assets, I'm going to show you how to make them cash flow and getting them from no money down. So, I've talked a little bit here about how some of the folks in the Actors HoldCo program have been executing on this. And the thing that I'm seeing more than any other cohort than ever before, we're getting more no money down deals for these assets. And that's a sign that these business owners are feeling it, and there are going to be a lot more of these to come as we get into 2024. So excited to jump into this with y'all. As you come in, be sure to say hello. Y'all know I like it when you say hi. Be sure to like the stream and feel free to enter any questions that you have. So I feel like we all know that for small businesses, the most valuable thing that any small business has is their leads and how they're generating leads. Because without leads, you're not going to get clients and customers. Without clients and customers, you ain't making no money. So I want to dive into how being a business asset landlord can help you generate these leads and then either get equity in exchange for that or get cash flow. We've been doing both, which is really cool. So I think the first part of this is understanding that a lot of these businesses have underutilized assets. Before you even get into buying the assets, in some cases, we're not actually having to buy the assets. We're just helping them leverage underutilized assets within their business. Now, what are these assets? These assets are things like their Google listing that's generating leads. It's things like their email list. It's things like their, in fewer cases with this strategy and the modern media mogul strategy, we're using a lot of social media where we're acquiring those and leveraging it. With this, most of the time, it's going to be their website. It's going to be their email list. It's going to be their Google listing. It also could be their Google Places listing. So there are a lot of these things where they're generating the leads. It could also be some other marketplaces, which are really cool, that I'll save for the business asset landlord members. But there are all of these assets that they have, and they're getting all of these leads. And in a lot of cases, the first opportunity is just to help them make more money from those leads and take a portion of it, almost like a joint venture with these small businesses. So in those cases, there are plenty of opportunities. We talked a little bit in the Luke video about how he's doing this and has gotten a no money down deal. But you've got these, in his case, 10,000, 20,000 people that are in a newsletter, or you're just getting leads from a Google Places listing. And there are opportunities to sell those people other things. So you have kind of two categories where you can make money from those leads. Number one is doing a deal with them where you definitely want to get either equity, get ownership, get control of the asset, and then say, hey, we'll still promote your stuff if you want to, and then I'm going to promote this other stuff, and I'm going to take a 50% or whatever percent cut of the money that I generate. This is a huge, huge strategy. And again, we're seeing the reason that I'm sharing it in the Patreon, the reason I'm telling y'all even about it, is it's like, it's endless. Like, once you understand this strategy, it's like kind of seeing, it's that scene in the Matrix where you just realize, man, there's absolutely money everywhere. The other part is all of their dead leads. So those are their non-buyer leads that they're generating from these assets. So that's one category where we're not just going to go in and take over. Now, as y'all know, I've given a couple of my own case studies where we had a business that was in the plumbing space or construction or locksmith, and we've done a deal with them because they wanted to sell their business, but their business was just them. And there are so many of those businesses. We talk about the baby boomers who are about to retire. There are a lot of them that can't sell their business because it's just a one-person business that generated income from them, but they can't sell it. So with those deals, I, for years and years, just never even attempted those deals. I never reached out to them because it was like, okay, we can't buy those. I can't put those in my private equity fund. So we're going to walk away from them. And now, because I was kind of pushed to, I ended up, figuring out how to do that on a locksmith deal because it was a friend of mine whose uncle was trying to figure this out. And so, was able to creatively come up with this deal structure. And so that's a lot of what the foundation was. Now we've done dozens and dozens of these things, and even the clients have done even more. But we're just realizing there are endless number of these, and that is the supply side. So there are a lot of these people that aren't going to be able to sell their business. We go in, we show you how to find those people first of all, and then structure a deal to take over those assets. And then we find people who want the leads that are being generated, because most of the time they're just walking away from these businesses. In the case of, my very first deal, it's easy to get a no money down deal when his only other option was to just walk away from the business, right? So that's the supply side. And then you've got the demand side. So we all know, we are living in a digital world now. And if you saw Mark Zuckerberg's recent kind of Ray-Ban partnership, it's going to be just incredibly digital moving forward. And so your effective online presence is crucial. That's a huge key. And I feel like most of us know that, but small businesses realize this as well. And so when you're able to bring to them a way for them to help dominate their local market in their industry, that is just a really huge offer for them. And so, it's really cool because on both sides, we end up getting equity in the deal. So you can obviously take over equity on the one side, on the supply side. But the really cool thing is, even when you go and you bring these leads, you're going to get some cash flow. And, I was talking today on how on today's training that I shared just how you want to structure the cash flow of those deals. But the other side is you can negotiate equity because you're bringing literally the lifeblood of their business to them, and you sit in the middle as the deal maker. And that's what makes this strategy really, really huge. So whether you're somebody, we've got people that are going through it that are just seasoned marketers. They've been doing marketing for years, literally have multi-million-dollar business. We have two members that have multi-million-dollar businesses that are in kind of the stealth wealth part of this. It's $75 a month, so it's pretty cheap. But we also have people that are complete business beginners, have never done anything in marketing and all that. So I think it's really cool because on both, I've been able to have some conversations on both extremes of this. and how they implement it is very different. But to be able to go from zero to generating 5-10 grand a month is really the most scalable, because you're not having to build it from scratch. With my whole career has been built on the basis of, how do I do things where I have to build anything from scratch, and that is just a continuation of this concept. So getting through just buying businesses, doing deals, and then just realizing, like, hey, even the components of a business, you can do deals on those components to be able to build what becomes a very successful business for you. And it's very, very cool, very, very exciting. So I hope you all take advantage and start to leverage this, and start learning this, so that by January, you're out there doing deals. We already have, on the media mogul side of things, people who have already closed deals, just closing a lot of deals. So that's, my goal isn't that with anything I do, y'all are just watching videos and learning a bunch of stuff. It's about execute. I don't want to do a bunch of YouTube videos. I don't want you sitting around watching YouTube. I want you out executing, which is good to mention. So that's a great question. The three things that are included, there are some other bonuses, but when you're a part of the Patreon at the Stealth Wealth level, you're getting the media, the modern media mogul training, which is doing the deals on social media. You're getting the strategic income trading, which is doing basically income-based stock market trading. And you're getting this, which is the Business Asset Landlord. And by the way, we've got a live Q&A that's coming up. So be sure, if you are a member, that you've already registered for that. So we'll be talking about some of the members that have already closed deals. We'll be going over your assignment for your specialists and getting everybody rolling and moving forward. So the idea here, just to summarize kind of what the Business Asset Landlord concept is you're basically going out, you're getting these digital assets. In a lot of cases, you're getting them for small amounts of money down. I just did one on the media side. I was like, we're not paying cash for these things, because I already have some people that's like, they're like ready to go and they're trying to pay cash up front because the asset, and you see, okay, this is how I can generate money from this. And so they just want to pay cash. It's like, even when you got the cash and you want to pay the cash, we're not doing that. We've got case after case after case where, people are paying small amount down, got obviously multiple zero down deals, but you're closing those in order to consistently generate in revenue from the leads that are generated from those assets. And so on the business asset side, that's where we're really focused, which is a little bit different than the media mogul strategy, but you're using those digital properties to attract business, attract leads, and you've got these assets that are working for you 24/7. You set up the deal, and that starts generating income, and you go out and you do the next deal. We get long-term wealth building by structuring a deal with on the supply side. The person that you're getting the asset from, structuring a deal, getting equity on the demand side, and it just creates this really beautiful thing. So, we're going to be going over how to structure these deals, how to build them so that they do generate long-term income. You're not having to kind of oversee them, but also, how to continue to grow the assets, understanding the SEO, understanding how to optimize Google, My Business Places, and how to optimize the lead generation. So in some of this is even training on the demand side. You also get exclusive access to one of my team members who will be helping you to get the deal flow, close the deal, structure them, make sure it's the right deal. And then ongoing support from a community of folks that are doing these types of deals. Most importantly, what I'm excited about with this Q&A coming up is just, everybody, we're closing deal. We closed the travel deal last week. Shout out to Quincy. Amir just closed his deal, which is on the YouTube side. We had a deal that's like in the business space that closed. That's an Instagram. So we've already. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since y'all started, and we're kind of already covering the gamut. So we'll talk on the upcoming live training about some of these real world case studies. So if you're interested in kind of joining us on this journey, be sure to check out the patreon.com/Ace Chapman, and yeah, you'll be ready for next year, baby. All right, Tam, what's up, Tam? Thanks for popping in. Uh, what is up? Always dropping the gem. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Got this question. Can you provide a brief overview of the Media Mogul course? Yeah. So they're basically these 3 different courses that are in the Patreon. So you're getting the trading, which is the strategic income training. You're getting the business asset lending, which we just talked about, and then the other one is the Media Mogul, which is doing deals on social media. So finding deals, creating deal flow, doing the due diligence, which is really, really crucial. A specific way to do valuation, because for a lot of these assets that we're buying, like you're not going to do valuations on these assets that is anywhere similar to a business. It's going to be very, very different. So we walk you through, and we just had last week's recording, which went up, that it walks you through like the valuation and thinking about it from the standpoint of deal structuring. But I think the biggest benefit is getting the team member that is going to help you create the deal flow, find the deals that aren't going to want all money up front, because it's not about the amount of cash that you're putting up front. It's about the amount of cash that you're saving, so that you can create this portfolio of assets. And then kind of the secondary benefit of, like we said, we've already got people that are doing deals and all that. But the really cool thing is when they're doing one deal, they've got a lot of other deals that they may have passed on. And so it's creating this reservoir of deals for you to be able to get access to. So we're going to be sharing those deals. And we'll be talking about in the upcoming live, like how everybody can get access to those deals. And these have already kind of been pre-vetted. We have worked out some kind of financing on those deals. So it is very cool. So congrats to the people who have already closed deals, and look forward to over the next few months, we're going to be, and we've done maybe 5 or 6 in the first couple weeks. That number per week is definitely going to go up, and it's just going to be a lot of deals next year. So I am very excited. Got an amazing group of folks, and thank y'all for jumping in the stream. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, like the video if you haven't, and feel free to enter any questions you have. I'll talk about on the next video.